Your whole life, you were told one simple rule: take your vitamins. They'll protect your heart. But after 60, that advice can quietly turn into the biggest mistake of your life. Because there are 3 common vitamins and supplements sitting in millions of homes right now that don't protect the heart. They damage it, silently, gradually, dangerously, and most seniors never realize what's happening until the heart becomes stiff, heavy, tired, or suddenly gives out. My name is Dr. Naim. I'm a cardiac surgeon, and I need to tell you something you will not hear in magazines, TV ads, or from supplement companies. In the operating room, when we open the chest, we don't see normal aging. We see arteries that have turned hard as stone, not because of cholesterol, not because of salt, but because of 3 popular vitamins people take every single morning, believing they're doing the right thing. They aren't. And after 60, the heart becomes far more vulnerable. A single wrong supplement can speed up calcification, thicken blood, trigger electrical imbalances, or create oxidative stress that eats away at heart cells like rust on metal. But here's the part no one ever tells you. This damage is 100% preventable. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 vitamins you must stop taking immediately after age 60, and the simple natural foods you should use instead to protect your heart, strengthen your arteries, and keep your circulation clean. And whatever you do, do not skip the final vitamin on this list. It is the one almost every senior takes, but it carries the highest heart damage risk of all. Before we begin, tell me in the comments, how old are you, and what vitamins are you currently taking daily? I read every comment, and your answer may help someone else avoid a heart emergency. Let's start. The calcium paradox. Most people over 60 take calcium the same way they breathe air, automatically, without thinking, as if it's harmless. After all, doctors told you for decades, calcium keeps your bones strong. But here is the uncomfortable truth almost no one ever says out loud. After age 60, calcium supplements stop behaving like bone protectors. They start acting like artery hardeners. Yes, the very pills meant to strengthen you can quietly stiffen the most important tubes in your body, your blood vessels. This is what we call the calcium paradox. Your body wants calcium in your bones, but supplement-based calcium, especially forms like calcium carbonate or calcium citrate, doesn't always go there. It becomes confused, misguided, misplaced. Instead of moving into your bones, it travels into the bloodstream and settles into the walls of your arteries, like cement, like tiny pebbles embedding themselves where they never belonged. And year after year, without symptoms, without pain, those pebbles build up, harden, create a shell around your arteries. You feel it not as a sudden heart attack, but as tightness, shortness of breath, chest heaviness when walking, cold hands and feet, a heart that no longer pumps freely, but pushes against a wall. People call it aging. It isn't. It's calcification. And I've seen it with my own hands. When we operate, we often touch arteries that should feel soft, flexible, alive. Instead, they feel crunchy, like brittle plastic, like dried bone. That sound, that texture, is one of the most chilling sensations a heart surgeon experiences, because we know exactly what caused it. Not cholesterol, not red meat, not genetics, but supplemental calcium taken in doses the heart cannot process. Studies suggest that high-dose calcium supplements can increase heart attack risk by up to 30% in older adults. 30%. That is not a small number. That is not a random statistic. That is the difference between walking into your 70 seconds with strength or being rushed into the ER with crushing chest pain. But here is where the paradox becomes even more tragic. Most seniors already have enough calcium. Food gives them more, and the body recycles what it doesn't use. The issue is not deficiency, it's misdirection. Your bones aren't weak because of low calcium. They're weak because the calcium never reaches them. And that brings us to the missing key, the nutrient almost no one talks about, vitamin K2. If calcium is the brick, K2 is the worker who tells the brick exactly where to go. Without K2, calcium wanders. It floats. It gets lost. It ends up in your heart, your arteries, your kidneys, your joints, everywhere except your bones. This is why so many seniors take calcium year after year and still break bones, still develop osteoporosis, still end up with clogged arteries. The body never had a traffic officer. So what should you do? It's simple. Stop taking isolated calcium pills, especially anything labeled calcium carbonate, calcium citrate, or 1000 milligrams calcium. Your heart does not want that. Instead, get calcium the way nature intended, from sesame seeds, from leafy greens, from sardines with soft bones, from almonds, from tofu, from beans, from foods your body recognizes, not chemicals crushed into a tablet. And if you truly want calcium to reach your bones, pair your diet with vitamin K2, found naturally in foods like natto, eggs, and aged cheeses. Because when calcium is guided correctly, your bones strengthen, your arteries stay soft, your heart beats freely without pressure, without strain, without silent build-up. Calcium isn't the enemy. Confused calcium is, and after 60, confusion is deadly. Now, let's move to the second vitamin people believe is heart healthy, but is quietly damaging the heart from the inside out. And this one might shock you even more than calcium, the outdated hero synthetic vitamin E. For decades, people over 60 have believed something that was never really true. Vitamin E protects the heart. Doctors said it. Magazines printed it. Supplement companies built entire industries on that belief. And for years, no one questioned it. But now, after watching thousands of seniors come through operating rooms, heart clinics, and emergency units, we know something unsettling. The wrong form of vitamin E doesn't protect your heart. It destabilizes it. Yes, the supplement you once trusted may quietly increase the risk of hemorrhagic stroke, heart failure, and electrical imbalances inside the heart muscle. Let me explain. Back in the 1990 seconds, vitamin E was seen as a miracle antioxidant, a hero nutrient, a shield against heart disease. But what almost nobody realized then, and what research now makes painfully clear, is this. The vitamin E used in most supplements is synthetic, a lab-made chemical, not natural, not balanced, not safe in high doses. Look at your label. If it says D-alpha tocopherol, you are not taking natural vitamin E. You are taking a synthetic derivative created from petrochemicals, a form your body struggles to use, a form that disrupts instead of protects. Here's why that matters. Your heart does not just beat, it communicates. It sends electrical signals with perfect timing, perfect rhythm, perfect precision. But synthetic vitamin E interferes with that delicate system. At low doses, it may do nothing. But at the high levels found in many supplements, 200 IU, 400 IU, sometimes even 800 IU, something harmful happens. Instead of acting like an antioxidant, it becomes a pro-oxidant, meaning it doesn't fight oxidation, it creates oxidation. the exact opposite of what your heart needs. And oxidation inside the heart is not a small problem. It weakens the heart muscle. It destabilizes electrical pathways. It increases the risk of arrhythmias. And in some cases, it increases the risk of a bleeding type stroke, the kind that comes without warning and often without recovery. Now imagine a senior, age 65, 70, or 75, already dealing with natural aging, slower circulation, thinner vessel walls, and the daily wear and tear of decades. Adding synthetic vitamin E on top of that, it's like adding gasoline to a fire and calling it protection. This is why large clinical trials, once expected to prove the benefits, had to be stopped early. Not because the results were unclear, but because too many participants were developing heart problems. That was the moment the medical world should have reconsidered everything. But supplement companies did not. They continued producing cheap, synthetic vitamin E. They continued marketing it as heart support, and millions continued taking it, completely unaware of the risks. So what should you do? The answer is beautifully simple. Stop taking synthetic vitamin E entirely. Your heart doesn't need it. Your arteries don't want it. Your nervous system can't tolerate the imbalance it creates. If you want real vitamin E, the kind nature built, the kind your body understands, get it from food. A handful of almonds, a spoonful of sunflower seeds, a slice of avocado. These provide the complete vitamin E complex, not a single artificial fragment. Food-based vitamin E works with your cells. Synthetic vitamin E works against them. One nourishes the heart, the other stresses it, and, after 60, even small stressors become big dangers. You deserve protection, not risk, and your heart deserves nutrients that heal, not chemicals that interfere. Now, let's move to the third and final vitamin, the one almost every senior takes without thinking, the one hiding inside almost every multivitamin on store shelves, and the one that can rust your heart from the inside out, silently, relentlessly, dangerously. This is the most important one of all, the rust factor iron after 60. There is a silent danger hiding inside almost every multivitamin made for adults. A danger so subtle that most seniors never question it. A danger that doesn't hurt at first, but slowly damages the heart from the inside, day after day, year after year, until one morning it suddenly shows itself as chest tightness, short breath, extreme fatigue, or a heart rhythm that feels off. The villain is iron, not iron from food, not iron from spinach or beans, but iron added to supplements, especially multivitamins, not designed for older adults. Here's the uncomfortable truth. After age 60, most people do not need extra iron. Men don't lose iron the way women do before menopause. Postmenopausal women don't lose iron at all, and the body has no natural way to remove the iron it doesn't need. So it accumulates, slowly, quietly, dangerously, and when too much iron builds up in the blood, it behaves exactly like iron left out in the rain. It rusts. That rusting effect, in medical terms, oxidative stress, attacks the heart cells, the arteries, and the mitochondria that power your heartbeat. Imagine tiny sparks firing inside the heart, damaging tissue, weakening the muscle, triggering inflammation that spreads like cracks through concrete. That is what excess iron does inside the body. And here's what makes it even more alarming. Oxidative stress doesn't stay in one place. It spreads. It travels. It compounds. It becomes a fire that the heart struggles to put out. This leads to thickened arteries back, damaged heart muscle, higher blood pressure, higher inflammation, and accelerated aging of the heart. Many seniors feel it as a heavy heartbeat, a tightness when climbing stairs, a wave of exhaustion after simple tasks, a sudden pounding or fluttering in the chest. They think it's age, but often it's iron. Because while young adults need iron to build and replace blood, older adults need stability. Excess iron turns stability into chaos. Now, here's something most people never hear from their doctors. Iron is one of the few nutrients that can directly fuel heart disease. Cholesterol doesn't do it alone. Sugar doesn't do it alone. Salt doesn't do it alone. But iron, when unnecessary, creates the spark that activates all three. This is why one of the first things cardiologists check when a senior has unexplained fatigue or palpitations is their iron level. It's also why heart-healthy multivitamins for seniors are labeled Silver 50+, Senior Formula, because those formulas remove iron. So what should you do? It's simple. Check your multivitamin. If it contains iron, stop taking it immediately, unless your doctor diagnosed an iron deficiency. Most seniors are not deficient. Most have too much, and the body stores the excess the same way metal stores rust. Instead of supplementing, get iron the natural way through food. Your body absorbs only what it needs. It discards the rest safely. But when iron comes from a pill, your body absorbs it, whether you need it or not. No filter, no break, no warning sign, until the damage has already begun. Removing iron from your supplement routine is one of the simplest, safest, and most powerful decisions you can make for your heart after age 60. Because the heart doesn't need metal, it needs freedom, soft arteries, clean blood, balanced chemistry, and protection from oxidative stress, not fuel for it. Now, before we end, there is something you should take after 60, something almost every cardiologist quietly recommends, something that supports heart energy, stabilizes rhythm, and restores what aging and certain medications slowly take away. Let's finish strong. The solution and one thing to take. You've now seen the truth most people never hear. That 3 everyday supplements, calcium, synthetic vitamin E, and iron, can quietly harm the heart after 60. But here's the most empowering part of all. You are not stuck with these risks. You can reverse them. You can protect your heart. You can strengthen your arteries, starting today. Because the heart is not a fragile organ. It is resilient. It is repairable. And when you remove the substances that weaken it and replace them with what the heart actually needs, it responds quickly, sometimes in just days. Let's make it simple. Here is what to stop taking. No isolated calcium pills. No synthetic vitamin E labeled DL-alpha tocopherol. No iron in your multivitamin, unless medically prescribed. Removing just these 3 things reduces inflammation, decreases calcification, improves circulation, and lowers oxidative stress, the 4 drivers of heart aging. But now let's talk about the opposite side of the equation. What should you take after 60 that actually protects the heart and restores what aging slowly takes away? Most supplements overpromise, but there are 2 that consistently stand out in cardiology. 1. Magnesium glycinate. Magnesium is not a trend. It is not hype. It is a mineral the heart depends on for rhythm, relaxation, and energy. After 60, magnesium levels naturally drop, and when that happens, the heart works harder than it should. Arteries tighten, blood pressure rises, leg cramps appear, sleep worsens, and stress begins to feel heavier. Magnesium glycinate is gentle, absorbable, and calming. It helps the heart rest. It helps the arteries relax. It helps the blood pressure settle. It supports the electrical signals that keep your heartbeat steady. Most seniors feel the difference within a week, not as a dramatic change, but as a quiet returning of ease. Breathing feels lighter. The heartbeat feels smoother. Muscles feel less tense. Sleep feels deeper. This is not magic. This is the body finally receiving what it was missing. But there is another supplement even more important, especially for seniors taking statins. 2. CoQ10, specifically ubiquinol. CoQ10 is the spark plug of the heart. Every heartbeat depends on it. Every blood vessel relies on it. Every cell uses it to create energy. But here is the part most seniors never hear. Statin drugs, the most common heart medications, deplete CoQ10 completely, silently, consistently. Imagine trying to run a machine after removing its power source. That is what happens to the heart when CoQ10 levels fall. Fatigue increases, stamina drops, muscles ache. The heartbeat feels heavier. You feel older, faster than you should. Replacing CoQ10 with the active form ubiquinol restores that lost energy. It supports the mitochondria. It strengthens the heart muscle. It improves circulation. It reduces statin-related side effects. And it helps every heartbeat feel supported rather than strained. Thousands of seniors describe the same experience. I finally feel like myself again. And they're right, because when the heart receives its natural fuel, the whole body wakes up. Now the full solution becomes simple. Stop what harms. Start what heals. Stop calcium pills. Stop synthetic vitamin E. Stop unnecessary iron.